Alright, I don't remember if this is the critical one or not. I think it's the next one.
Hope all's well with the family. Just a heads up, we're expecting those troublemakers at Disrupt to attempt to hack the channel during the broadcast.
This
So
time.
keep an eye on the interference screen and stay out of the orange. Let's keep the news on the air. It's important, now more than ever.
So,
I'd say he's not wrong about that.
Team have asked me to ask you to keep it light.
Well, what does that mean?
It means to do that thing you do where you turn politicians
But either
into
way, I should be
humans.
over halfway through.
Just don't get drawn into talking about the war or politics in general.
They do know this is the news, don't they?
You didn't hear this from me.
It's over to Patrick Bannon for all the day's sport highlights, including all the tabletop action.
Apparently, there's a crew at Team HQ right now. I'm just giving a speech or something tonight. They'll get it on the late news.
Oh, great. So they get the brains and we get the performing monkey.
Followed at 9:25 by our unsettling
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
This is also where the feminism attack starts to come in.
It is.
Because you really see just how evil the woman is.
It is
And
what it is.
tonight, Dr. Adrian Atkinson-Blimey
I
will
miss
be
him
getting his
coming
teeth into Fiona from How the
And why how dumb it is just to
10
say a
seconds,
woman will make it
everybody.
better because men have a bad track record of leading.
That takes us, after the weather and public information
Going in
films,
5,
into our close down.
4,
But first
3.
tonight, it's time to join Megan and the team for the National Nightly
Good
News.
evening. This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight. Company of Heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy
getting
of
no
multiple
propaganda from me.
small-scale incursions
This is
into
not
the disputed
MSNBC.
zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Sadly, however, more casualties were reported today, and as the weeks and months of this war make ever more demands on our armed services, those numbers will, tragically, only continue to rise. Don't starve. Advance's
Don't starve
food
together.
program moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with
This
increasing
is a VR
regularity.
version of this game, but I'm
However,
not sure
with
that
the
would really
reported
be
rise
much
in
better
mental
or
and
fun.
physical health issues since the imposition of the blockade, critics
So
have
she's just
questioned
watching
whether
videos
those
most of the
smaller
time.
communities which are only now starting to receive help could have been better and quicker served. 7 days to die. The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. With dwindling medical supplies leaving many of our most vulnerable facing chronic pain, it can come as no surprise that the transition centres have found themselves stretched to capacity. Populace. More than 11% of the
Simulator.
population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight. While applications
Yeah.
are still open for those who like to
Optional,
run
my ass.
fashionably late, they can expect a few tricky questions from Advance. Start me up. Disrupt spokesman Alan James held an impromptu rally today in the northern city of Mankipool. Large crowds gathered to hear the band speaker prove Disrupt are still able to capture the public's imagination. Community cohesion officers found themselves challenged by the unruly mob element always present at Disrupt events, but thankfully managed to keep violent incidents to a minimum. And finally,
Probably more accurate to show that one given the situation.
our mutual friend. Bail was denied in the High Court today for shamed former National
I think this
Nightly
section
News
is just
anchor
completely
Jeremy
gone on me,
Donaldson.
guys.
The presenter will be transferred to new lodgings at Penton Ridge Prison, while the lengthy preparations for his trial, which is still 18 months away, begin. Following his very public breakdown on this programme 10 weeks ago, the once loved presenter was disarmed and taken into custody by the Community Cohesion Team. Let's hope doctors can help the once great man. But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting up and down the country, I'll be grilling unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lancashire. That's coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
This is when the interference mechanic starts getting really annoying.
I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only Lil C. And later we've got a new feature that's sure to keep you coming back for more. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking to us from his home in Lanfordshire. Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Have we started? Yes, that's right, Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean, nothing drastic. I haven't joined the gym or anything. As my old man used to say, just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car.
Language, Prime Minister. Language, Prime Minister.
What? Quick fiddle? What's wrong? Oh, shit there. It's shitter, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this new year?
Well, you know, Mrs. C and I were watching, you know, the night the blockade began, when Jeremy Donaldson...
No reason to play propaganda. It obviously makes more sense to play this guy as an idiot.
I'm sure you all remember. And I were a bit wheezy from all the cigars and all that.
Although at least he's a regular guy, not completely evil like the other one is. Even if he is a communist.
And she says, please, she says, I couldn't go on with that. So I made a decision. And since that day, I have stopped smoking cigars. Except for Christmas. My birthday. Weddings. State dinners. I suppose I can't as useless running backwards, does I got anywhere? And apparently I'm going on a walking holiday this Christmas, and that should finish me off for bloody good.
Did you make the decision to holiday within the country this winter because of the blockade, Prime Minister?
Well, Mrs. C has never liked travelling at the best of times. These are certainly not the best of times. Well, that we can all agree. And there's a lot of red tape involved in leaving the territories at the moment, as I'm sure you're all aware. Those forms are bastard long. What? Oh, yeah. Also,
Interference.
it doesn't seem very advanced to be going abroad when the rest of the country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's winter break. Is that really an example of team spirit?
Women breaking their own rules, women politicians breaking their own rules. Where have we seen that before? Or rather, just politicians in general breaking their own rules. But
leaving that for a moment, it
yeah.
says on this card that a body like yours must take some planning to achieve. What's your morning routine?
Well, I have a frigid morning routine.
Rigid! It's rigid for fuck's sake!
Oh, yeah. A rigid and demanding plan that my doctor and personal trainer...
Who's your personal trainer?
Some prick called Clark. Is that on your card?
I thought we were under. Prime Minister, speaking of planning, with the blockade in its 20th week and the people of this country reeling from its effects, what plans do you have to get us out of this mess?
Crap.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Surely one for which you, the democratically elected Prime Minister, must have
seems
an
like there
answer.
should be a second person to do the job of keeping the signal straight.
I was a fucking national treasure before you were a twinkle in the milkman's scrotum.
And you think scrotum would be a
Talk
swear
about
word?
plans. Let me tell you about plans. That's all we do. Fucking plans and revised plans and then meetings to discuss the implementation of plans and plans and yet more planning for fucking plans and yet more fucking plans.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, Prime Minister.
know,
That's good. That's good to
I
know.
used to really like you, Pat. You were a breath of fresh air. But I've been watching you, and you know what? You get more like him every day.
See, like it's a bad thing.
I will take
Because
that
she's not
as a
being a
compliment.
propagandist this time.
Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia Salisbury is going to give a national address from team headquarters. Can you give us a hint of what she's going to say?
Yes. Well, I imagine that there
Sorry,
will be
you
the
imagine?
usual...
You
No, what I mean is...
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We
That's
don't
what you
memorize
think.
each other's bloody diaries either. As my old man used to say, If you wanted to get a job done quick, don't get bogged down in the pubes. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards, what else? A little piece of my life do you want to rustle through? Get out, reform the last. Get out, reform the last. Ah, come on. Come on.
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out? What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. Do you think the C stands for?
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister. It stands
Whoa.
for collaborative, Prime Minister. How's rationing affecting you?
It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other. I've got Mrs. C and many a fine single malt. I want for nothing. So for a decent night's sleep, of course.
It's a little real.
Prime Minister, thank you for joining us. When we come back, it's time for the Culture Spot with Lil C and a world premiere performance of her new song. I genuinely can't wait to hear that. We'll be back after this. We'll be back. 1 minute back, everybody.
That is what happens when you wander from the club.
I don't think he knew that.
I don't think anyone's supposed to know. When you mentioned it, Bozeman's face turned a colour. I think it's called embolism.
I'm in trouble.
Bozeman? No, you're at the to another hand.
So where on earth? Who's Lil C? Who's Lil C?
You winding me up?
What? I'm civilized. I read books.
I positively loathe these sanctions, Jane. I can't remember the last time we boiled a duck along.
Well then.
I concur absolutely, Brian. There's barely enough milk to undermine the tea.
George!
You'll no doubt have spotted the updated mixing disc. You'll need the new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters and before her song. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it when we get there.
So low.
One is so
I'll make you Dave back.
exists.
And you'd be right. We've had our biggest and best brains working on this for months, and we've got you covered with the Remington's Fist Siege Survival Box. Inside every blockade-busting box, you'll find the things you really missed. A red wine where you can hardly taste the chemicals. Some rare meat we grew in our production laboratory. Chocolate so salty, you'd believe it came from Svenland. The list of luxuries is endless.
That's a great thing to show during rationing.
I've never heard of her before.
Oh, she's big, really.
One in every 100 boxes
She's good?
will contain.
Of course, a kid's going
Looks
mad.
like they just got lucky.
Come on, Colin, you've got
Survival
kids.
box.
Yeah, I've got about 6
Ah, damn allergies.
What? Somewhere else.
5, 4, 3.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's
This is
give
not
it
too
up and
important, but you
welcome
can't screw with
Lil
people.
C!
Staff, excellent work.
May I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, Dave. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
And my manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water, then having the
not
leaves
Lizzo.
sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you.
This is supposed to
I've
be
never
British
actually
Taylor
heard of
Swift
you
or
before, so
something.
if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know. So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what was that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings from my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course, I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jean Short. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
So, this newfound explosion into your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nice underwear, you know, for the paparazzi. But as the manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again?
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh, do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
So soon, after the last one?
Oh yeah, I've actually released 2 albums since lunchtime and a clothing line during this interview. So this is called Cry for Help and it's going to be in all the best high street and retailer shops and it's out now. So girlies, you know what to do. Scream and cry until somebody gets it for you.
There she goes. Blimey. All these projects, they're keeping you very busy, aren't they? It must be tough.
Yeah, it can get tough and I hate it sometimes and I hate myself. I just want to like cry into a bath of root veg. But I think thousands of girls would do anything to be me, so I must be quite lucky.
Well, you know you don't have to do this, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do think that sometimes. Most nights between like my 4th vodka and the 8th time a stranger slaps me around the arse. I think things could have been different. You know, like better.
Again, how's that?
I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I did. I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette, and then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practising again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough, and sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, make Craggler proud and you might just survive childbirth.
Whoa.
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you?
Damn.
Tell me about it.
Problematic
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. You know what? It's actually alright. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then. Well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit. It was a very specific type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Whoa, so, cheers, Lil C with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
It's the Force's favorite. The queen of teams.
I don't know about that one, Chris.
Here to breaking your blockades. Lil C.
Here we go with this again.
Oh baby, can't you see I'm hungry? There's a place in me that's empty. I want that meat you're packing. Only you can fill that crack in me. I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here, but I got no agenda. Just want the team and me. No dirty foreign member. Don't stop one morning drill. There's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no Vickers, but a common Spanish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and throw me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die at two. So what a Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy.
Whoa,
I wanna
hang on a
see
minute now.
some action. So come and break my sanctions.
No wonder that got
I've been this wild and free judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, this baby's gonna bring you home. I ain't no Vickers, but I come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens was gonna come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and dump them there? I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
That part is just probably accurate to modern music, especially hip hop. That's why I listen to BGM most of the time.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will. I'd like to thank Kelsey for doing that. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this.
And we're out.
Can I just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours.
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain... like...
Oh, right. And
Michael...
Also accurate.
Michael?
What about being Bob jean shorts?
Oh, my dad. Such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us got our image together. And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. They say for your pleasure.
Wait, what?
Stop eating it.
That's fucked up.
This next section will need you to use all 4 of the sound effects to help things along. Try and pick the most appropriate one at each given moment. The actors can't hear what you're doing, so they'll be trusting you to make the right choices.
And I'll be screwing with them.
Do I
Bet your
look
ass on
like
that
the
one.
sort of person who counts things? No, not anymore. I'm better than that now. I'll tell you what, just keep adding flowers until it feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds. 5, 4.
Damn allergies.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited.
Yeah, not sure about that one.
Before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys!
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePlume now. How do you like that?
Yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this?
Oh, damn it.
How does Angela feel about all this? Your wife. Your wife.
Ah! God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction.
And why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a pro-team sitcom, and I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking.
That's probably accurate.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
Surely you're not this stupid, Alex. At this point, I feel you're being deliberately obtuse.
You damn Skippy.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh,
Miss Craven.
morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock. See? Works like a charm. Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh well.
Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right.
Yeah, we left
Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda.
Yeah.
She says she got an A on her maths exam.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that
one. One of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers?
Oh, no. It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Rad dudes?
No. Ruffians! Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What? Did you say tutoring?
That's right.
Tutoring?
Maths is very important. Would you mind, Ray?
Boo to that too.
Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey!
That's oddly
I haven't
specific.
puffed glue for months!
Well, blow me down!
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No doy!
So it wasn't you who vandalised my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up there? I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, What a wonderful surprise! I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
That shit getting real now.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we're receiving some breaking news. I'm being told we're picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be... Oh God, what appear to be nuclear explosions.
This is what happens to get some of the PMSs in nuclear football.
Initial estimates put the death toll into... into the millions. I'm being told that we're experiencing some power fluctuations as a result, so apologies to any interruption to the broadcast for you at home. And now I am told that we are going live to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury at any moment. Yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay. The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal and genocidal blockade.
Where have we heard that
to
before?
remove it immediately. We will accept nothing less than your unconditional surrender. Your territories will be taken under our control. We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our people. They will finally be fed and clothed and educated and
nuked, apparently.
But for your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear. If you fire a single shot at our territory, or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices. You will not find them, though no doubt you are already searching for them. Our technology is decades ahead of yours. We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms
What's the surrounding
by
countries?
midnight
Afghanistan?
tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, okay, so there you have it. Advance making a brave move that looks likely to end the war in this, its 20th week. There's a lot to take in here, and I know you, like me, will be wondering if this is too much. If we've gone too far. But I'm thinking of our sick and ill, denied their medicines.
And you go right back to being the propagandist.
Children with no food on their
MSNBC
plates, and
simulator.
body bags returning from the front line. And I ask myself if without some big, bold gesture it would ever stop, and I do not think it ever would. We elected Advance to make this country better for us all, and it was working.
Was
Then
it?
the rest of the world looked at us and they said this cannot be seen to succeed. And they brought their warships, and their tanks and their planes just to make sure that we were instead seen to suffer. To make sure no one anywhere would ever attempt this again. So, to my mind, our government have taken the only path available to them. A difficult decision for their hearts to bear, but one that ultimately we can respect, because it is designed to keep us safe. And while this is unquestionably a dark night. It may indeed presage the dawn of a new future. My name's Megan Wolfe. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Do you ever get the feeling that you're making history?
When my husband became CEO of Pleasurecore, I wondered what the advantages.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Rachel Nano.
Well, now I'm aboard the SS Fun Ship for a holiday so good I'm being paid to.
I would hope so. Got some chairs going up.
But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week, and people hurt...
30 seconds back. You might want to put your grill back in the box.
What do you mean?
No questions, advance approved.
Are you joking? They write the questions now too.
It's wartime, they've got greater power, you know that.
Besides what?
Well, is he? I don't think it's anything more sinister than that.
Yeah, but you're infinitely trusting.
I am undauntable, impervious to daunts, whatever they may be. 10 seconds.
Well, I'm not sticking to these, but I'll play nice if he will.
I can live with that. Going in 5, 4, 3.
All over again. Right. Look at it, please.
Bike.
It's buggered, I think. Why is it so hard to turn the fucking wheels? Go! I think these bike's brakes are fucked. Speak up, my default ears can't hear you.
I said there's nothing wrong with the bike.
Well, could you get someone to look at it, please, before I look like a complete prick on the national nightly news?
Too late.
No time, you're live in 30 seconds. Put your earpiece in, for fuck's sake!
Christ, it's like lose bloody thing. It's like losing my virginity all over again. Right. That's it. How long have we got?
10 seconds.
Think.
What?
Start pedaling, Peter.
Oh.
And looking surprised in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Oh. Anywhere? It doesn't seem... Frigid morning routine. Oh, yeah. As planned. And... but Julia and I... See, but... It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by.
It's time.
Well, that was a fucking ambush! Get on that phone now, right now, to that, find out what that duplicitous bitch is up to! And get me a bottle of something stronger. This fucking government stuff is complete fucking bog water!
Gee, I wonder why. I like dog water better than bog water. This is obviously supposed to be a nuclear family. I don't know. This they them pro shit with Sam is kind of cringe. Like, I get why, so you can continue being gay, or I guess being a woman, that's the man, but, like, clearly this is a nuclear family, and Alex is a dude. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, now it's pretty soon you'll see just how bad government media is. Yeah, way to go, freaking woman, for signing that permission slip. Try to keep them indoctrinated, but no. But yeah, if that's exactly why I said don't do it, because if you let the guy use your passport or your daughter go abroad, they get caught up in the explosions and die. Of course, they can. There's probably still ways they can die, but I don't know. Re-education facilities. This is when things really start to get stupid. I believe this is the other critical decision chapter.
Can you hear me?
Yep, it is.
Alex? Are you receiving? Calling. Come in, Alex. This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking in when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favour. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Of Just the Job, followed at 10 p.m. by a chance to see the very last episode of Just the Job.
So what?
Has to do it.
How should I know?
What, you haven't heard from him?
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
I think I'm gonna end up. I did end up doing it last time, but since Jeremy's alive, I think I'll do it again because last time he was dead.
She's right, love.
I hope he's alright though. No, he's got his scar and your brother was fine.
Going in 10 seconds, everybody.
I wonder what they're doing. Annoying him, probably. Not probably, definitely.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, this is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out freeing political prisoners, including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. Nothing has been heard from the missing journalist since the violent Disrupt attack on his convoy 6 weeks ago. Donaldson was on his way back to Betterment after his notorious court appearance. All of us here at Channel 1 hope that wherever he is now, he's safe. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world.
Pure unadulterated
Jack
propaganda.
Tractorpants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. In an annoying show of petulance, the former elites drove their luxury vehicles at 10 miles per hour up and down the motorways of their respective territories. The coordinated protest of elites inconvenienced several 100,000 of their employees. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today, as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. Poor choice of words given recent history. And a few stories we've been following for a while reached their conclusions tonight. Swing low, sweet chariot. The national outbreak of low-hanging testicular syndrome has been finally traced back to the activities of Remington's Fist. What had at first seemed like a booming success for Sophia Remington's pet project has ended uncomfortably for men throughout the territories. A slightly tipsy Sophia, who resigned this morning, commented that the men should stop whinging before driving off so quickly that one photographer's foot and both of his nuts were run over in the kerfuffle after falling out of the bottom of his trousers. A painful end to a difficult reign for the youngest female CEO in history. Wrong, but not forgotten. The scientific community today remembers the loss of the many celebrated academics who lost their lives in a rash escape from Dante's taint 1 year ago. The costly voyage, led by David Wong, was recklessly hasty, and while a handful of survivors made it home, the casualties were considerable. Among the dead were noted prize-winning marine biologist Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and a bunch of other nerds. They will be missed.
Damn, dude.
Taking a dive. It seems a former sporting icon, mired with misfortune, has found himself at his lowest ebb. Johnny Hamsleeves, who was once paid thousands a week to play at national level, has wound up sleeping rough on the streets of the capital. Speaking this morning, he said, "I don't mind too much. I always like the outdoors, and you're never too old for the Pigeon League." All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parks for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Don't forget to load those again.
Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses.
Nobody cares about
block
the
the
commercial
traffic,
break.
bring the capital to
Or
a
the
standstill.
title screen break.
I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park.
Gee, I wonder what
where
happened to
Julia
him.
Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick. We're
He's
live.
not wrong.
Say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan. You join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan. You join me here live from the what? Oh.
Seems like we've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park.
Oh, gee, I wonder what happened there.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends.
Pretty much a fat cow for a
500
communist.
days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his
oh yes, the
mouth,
British middle finger.
it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some
Somehow I
sources
believe
put this
that.
figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
The sad part is, that's probably believable.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilled coffee all down myself, and I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, Pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious nation of ours, so beautiful and new, this shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex. There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
his accomplishments, the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed. To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference.
What?
It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden.
Damn, allergies killing me today.
Should we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
Yeah, don't show her being heroic, quote unquote.
Don't panic.
Even though that's probably staged.
We're gonna help you. We need a medic here! You're hurting me!
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
I'm not resisting! Ah! Fuck
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting! You all saw! I'm not resisting! Don't resist!
Turn the camera off. National Night in News. You have the right to be here. I said turn the fucking camera off! Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes, medics are coming. You sit down.
Well, I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Julius Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people! Justice demands a response!
Haven't you done enough? Look around you! This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Rise up! Take to the
just killed 10 million people, and she's acting like she cares about them, guys.
Martin's a kill.
Come on, get off! What are you doing? Come on!
Shut off. I said turn it off. I said turn it off.
Shocking scenes from the capital there, exclusively on the National Nightly News, and our apologies to any of our viewers who might have found this evening's events upsetting. But at the National Nightly News, we believe in bringing you the raw, unedited truth as it happens. And we make no apology for that. We'll update you on the latest from this disrupt attack later in the programme, but when we come back, it's time for happier pursuits, and you know what that means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Thank you, Alex. From all of us, you're doing great.
The bomb was a good distance from the unit base.
This is becoming a weekly event.
No, it's different tonight. This is the big one.
Great. So there's a revolution happening outside and we're off to Stanley fucking Park.
That's journalism, apparently.
Can we get set for the next sequence?
And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
And to beg for your forgiveness. My parents are not rich. My mother was a nurse and my father worked in a factory. I was the first member of my family to go to university. But I always envied my friends who had so much more. Over the years...
Yeah, regardless of what you do with the propaganda, the most important thing is in the third segment whether or not you want to go for the pro-anarchist.
I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see it.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's
just
what
keep
it's
your eyes
talking
out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
It doesn't have the effect you want, but it's still the path for it.
Policies born from absurd, redistributive fantasies. I have hauled myself out to the media to defend the indefensible. I have betrayed my parents.
Megan?
I see that now. Mum? Dad?
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Jenny!
Our
What?
only
No,
hope.
no, look at it.
Only hope. Now lies.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
Just leave this with me, yeah?
Excuse me?
I know where we should go with this.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be taking our daily trip down to the village for the notice board. But first, let's have a quick catch-up with Mr. Jeff DePlume.
Yeah. Right. Listen up, you lot. We need to get a few things straight.
Everything okay, Jeff?
You're not exactly fans of what we're trying to do in here. You've made that perfectly clear.
You damn Skippy.
I'm just having a little word with the viewers, Megan. Don't worry yourself about it. Now.
Jeff? Seems like you've forgotten where you are, Jeff. Which is a shame. A real shame. Now tell me, Jeff.
We've just heard our man's on camera 4.
As you know, Megan, we do our segment on the show every single...
Get back to the interview, Alex.
It's really clear to me that nobody likes it.
Would you say that?
I don't have to. You should see some of the letters I get.
I would love to see some of those letters personally, Jeff.
Well, luckily, I brought them all with me here. Yeah.
You're a very
that's 5
small
seconds.
man, aren't you?
Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of misunderstandings.
I hope that's enough to get the message out. Thank you for trying, at least.
If it's all right with you.
Well, yes, our viewers are our top priority, so I think that's a good idea.
Good, I couldn't agree more. Right, yeah, this one annoyed me. Dominic from Rantley wrote, Dear arrogant, talentless oaf. I think it's addressed to Tommy, but still. You're not funny, you're annoying, and I wish you'd all go and live in the sea.
It's very hard to hear, isn't it? What would you say to Dominic?
Yeah, I'd say that 3 Screenwriters Awards and a TV Digest nomination beg to differ.
He's brought them with him.
Unfortunately, a lot of that lot agree with Dominic.
Does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, what have we got? Oh yeah, Janet from Sanford wrote, fuck off Jeff. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
What have we got? Oh yeah, this one. We've got blah blah blah, Philippa's talent, yada yada, Tommy's fine. And here we are. But you, Jeff, are the most pointless waste of airtime since the test card.
Hang on, this one, Dear Genius.
Hey!
Your show is the greatest waste of time. Never mind.
Right, fine. Right, yeah, this one. Someone's drawn a picture in what I assume is ketchup next to my home address,
Yeah, I don't know about that
with
one.
a message that just reads, "You're a shitty man."
Just speaking truth.
This one simply reads, I won't watch this rubbish, which I assume is a spelling mistake, but either way, it's just very confusing.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, so the strength of feeling here is strong,
Yeah.
I would say. Jeff, what do you want to say to
Yeah.
people at home?
I would say there's an easy explanation, Megan. Yeah. As you know, we are unbelievably funny in here. Yeah. So it seems to me quite obvious that certain people upstairs are so unbelievably bad at their jobs.
Careful now.
Yeah, or, and I think this more likely, are deliberately trying to ruin the show. Alex
Damn
Winston,
Skippy.
you just be glad that security won't let me up there anymore, all right?
So you're blaming the notice board's poor ratings on our long-suffering broadcast team?
I am, yeah. They're making us look like a bunch of pricks out there, Megan.
Listen,
You are.
while our skilled broadcast team might have made a few errors that have led to some sloppy segments, I really don't think that's fair.
Yeah? Well, I think that's bullshit.
If you go then and get ready. Whew, that was Jeff de Plume there, creator and writer of the notice board. Just a reminder, if you do have any comments or criticism about Jeff, you can send those in. He clearly reads them all, so please do keep them coming. But now it's time, maybe for the last time, to head over to the notice board.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. I've forgotten the line. Can we go again? Can we... Oh, it's gone again.
What a day!
What a day! First a tea morning, and then to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh, wait. Perhaps I do. Oh! Bus sake, Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh! Shit. Laura, I thought you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course, I keep forgetting that thanks to you and your team, violence in our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know!
We've managed to get the location code out through back channels. All you need to do is give them the go code. Give them 3 boos in a row for the next 3 cues. 3 boos, Alex.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! Now don't call me the right reverend.
Oh wait, it's this one that matters.
For no reason.
Yes!
It's no good. It's no good.
Looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
I'd boo them anyway for that.
A young CCO will be able to lift it.
2 for 2. Fantastic.
Just flipping me off.
Looks like all of those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me.
Again, I'd boo them anyway for that.
Let's hope that turns things round.
to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town?
Oops. Oh well.
Yeah!
Thank you, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry. We won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature, but really it's because whenever he strikes, he
This is showing
always
how
leaves
messed up
behind
fact
a
this is on
foul
right on a news
stench
program.
of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fete, or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout! Me!
Ah, it's the morning of the fete now, thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look, there's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that would be too expensive to show on television.
I'm setting up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
Well, first, I'm running the tombola, and then I'm selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Oh, that sounded like
What?
Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
The damn ferrets are struck again!
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
No, stop. We've got stuck. Let's just, hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know.
That's a lot of work for a day
what
off when
you're
you're just calling
talking
sick.
Reverend!
No! Someone's fucked this. Here. Admit it, you wanted the fete cancelled so you could have a day off, didn't you? Vicar, is this true? Yes. I already have to work Sundays.
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Okay, sorry, we're just going to have to cut short the final episode of the notice board there.
What?
Yeah, it's really sad, but I think it really has run its course.
No, there's a good bit coming up where I solve the whole thing.
It is a shame. It's a real shame. We would like to thank
Rare
you.
W from her.
Let's just go on with the last bit. Tommy, for fuck's sake, you leak! Right, fine. I already have to work Sundays.
It's something about,
God fucking damn it!
So thanks again to the cast of the notice board. So much
But
for...
how did you know? My first clue was the smell.
For the hundreds of lessons and the laughs over the last year and a half.
Of urine. Right. Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
We'll be so sad to see it go, but at least we ended on a high. It's almost time to take a break there. When we come back, we'll be seeing the opening number of a brand new musical.
You'll fucking regret this!
That's coming up after these messages.
That's the ads. Let's strike this set. Just leave it by the bin.
This was the break we were hoping you'd play our tape. It would have had the most impact here, but we know you played it earlier, and we appreciate the effort.
Simply send in your birth certificate, a lock of hair, and a cassette tape of yourself speaking correctly, and you too could join the privileged.
One last push, Alex. We're closing in. One of the guests in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf. If you do it right, the final orders will be given. We'll get 3 chances.
Oh, I guess it was the censor one.
Right, and we're gonna win this thing. It's happening, Alex. Tonight we take it back.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Jenny just said to ask if you need a touch-up.
Did she? That's my shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is my shade? I'll run back to Jenny now. Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They've said no one's died, that's all I can say. 10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears.
Ugh.
Going in 5,
Notice how all
4, 3.
all the positions are being taken over by women.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling.
Sure it is.
I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of our happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
I don't know, I think doing it to these more of a whiplash than anything else. Not sure that's a good idea.
With our Dr. David Watts, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse of John, we're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at the club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3.
No more waking up at 10:30.
In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again.
No more snap decisions to go on to a club.
You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only clue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's home.
We're our top priority.
I
having a baby. No more smiles and no more. We're having a baby. 18 years on, Bill Somebody say time for a whole new phase. We're having a baby. One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins?
Oh shit.
Amazing! The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Energy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the Capital Theatre District, and will be touring the territories later this year.
Then come on, you guys, come on down, let's go, don't be shy.
Hello. Hi, Megan. It's an honour to be here. Oh, really? Are you fans of the show? Yeah, it used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
With matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack. Hi,
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boren Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sapley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, we're also couples. In real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing,
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd
No,
just
you
use
get
our
booed for that
own
one.
names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh god, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Nimda Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital!
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing. So peaceful, no singing.
This piece
Amen to that.
isn't.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children and why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35.
Fuck this feminist,
as they're the
I
most
guess.
likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem. Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree. This isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
Unfortunately, to pick a side, you do have to censor this, otherwise I
Usually
wouldn't.
I'm the chatty one.
You're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Jack. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it? Well, go ahead. It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. I've probably said too much already.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already
Modern
loads
feminist.
of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Well, thank you so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The no there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have been found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I assume that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave. Thought there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades.
Definitely missing DC Simulator, because like, who the fuck would believe that after
is the
starting a
situation now?
nuclear
Are we
war?
safe? Is the situation now? Are we safe?
Yes, the security services perform their duties without hesitation, and I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right, no civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Oh, of course, the camera. Speak there on the camera there. Speak there on the camera.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolfe now.
Patrick Bannon.
That went well. I thought that went quite well.
I think we need to get you to hospital, darling. Can you get us reported to hospital?
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Night News. But before we go, one final thought. Throughout the programme tonight, we've been receiving reports of disrupt activities throughout the territories. Through a series of coordinated attacks, these terrorists are attempting to undermine Advance's vital work. However, sources at team headquarters have told us that this acid revolution was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured Disrupt out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and, well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness and resources for all.
let's make tomorrow better.
We've done it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of advance. First chat, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, this is quite in the way they want it, but again, this is the path I went through the first time, so I'm going to see the alternate version of it.
See what you helped make happen. She's coming down.
Trouble for that one. Subjected my ass. I don't know if this actually matters. Man, you talk about some time skips. Yeah, way to go, woman. Yeah, I don't remember that happening the last time. Well, whatever. Yeah, you obviously have to find a way to keep him from getting that paper signed. And I'm guessing you have to, like, sacrifice the brother-in-law to do that. I might try that on a different playthrough. Well, that was morbid. Yeah, that also happened last time. I'm guessing you have to be, like, rich to not have that happen.
Hello, Alex.
Go ahead and stop there. I don't remember if this is the last or the next to last, but we'll finish another time. Yeah, I think you have to play it perfectly to not have anybody die, but it is what it is. I don't know, I might go back and do the other path on a different day, but we'll see.